Okay, so today I'm going to make a Poplar Console Table. Uh, Dimensions are going to be 54 by 16 by 30 high, and it's going to be all poplar. Tools are going to use them, are listed there. You don't need them. There's different ways you can build these tables, but I think that's the most efficient and cheapest way to build one of these tables without using dominoes or dowels from a time-consuming standpoint, especially with dowels. So first I'm going to start milling everything up. This is going to be the frame pieces. I'm going to mill up everything, the legs and stretchers and aprons, and that's what I'm doing now. Since this is all poplar, I think this is a 6/4 here. Um, so this is the step that we're at now. So here I'm going to use pocket holes for joinery. It's not the preferred always, but this is the most simple way, especially if you're a beginner, and I'm kind of trying to keep this simple as possible, this project. But also it's a good joinery with glue, as long as you don't over tighten everything and you take your time, make sure you clamp everything down good to the table, make sure everything's level and square. And with a lot of glue and clamping pressure, it holds pretty well, especially for smaller stuff. I'm also going to use a router table here, and you'll see here, I'm just putting a chamfer on each edge, but something kind of funny happens here. I lose power. That kind of sucks. So I blew a circuit. So everything's kind of sanded or grouted, pocket holed, and ready to go. So now we're going to do a little sanding and start the joinery and assembly. Okay, so see here, I'm using little spacers here. You see them laying on the table. That helps with creating my reveal. I'm also using a spacer, I guess, block for the giving my measurement for the bottom. I'm also using a combination square to get exact measurement for the bottom stretcher and aprons. So I'm just screwing into the legs with these pocket screws, and I'm using 1.5 inch hardwood screws, and I'm also using glue and not over clamping, over tight. And I'm also using a square to make sure everything's nice and square and level going together. And so far everything looks good and no issues as of yet, but I'm sure we'll run into some. We always do. So here I'm going to measure and mark out where the upside down V's are going to go. So they go on the back and on both sides. Now I'm going to start cutting the wood, and we'll cut each end at a 45-degree angle, then measure for the top. Actually, the sides will be 12-degree angle, back will be 45-degree angle. start milling up the top and the bottom shelves. These are going to be 5/4 poplar and 1-inch poplar, 4/4. Process is I cut on the miter saw and then ripped it on the table saw, and I'm going to plane joint and use the biscuit joiner to do the glue up and lamination. While I have the biscuit joiner out, I'm going to put the grooves in the top for the tabletop fasteners for later. So now on to the glue up. Okay, so the top is cut the final length. Now we got to do that sanding. I'm going to run a router chamfer on each edge, bottom top. But first I'm going to start out with this little knot here. I'm going to put a little epoxy in here with some black dye. And also on the bottom here, I don't know if you can see this, there's like a little crack here that, that's all sick. This is on the end. So I'm going to fill that in too with some epoxy. Let that sit for a few hours. I'll see how we next step. I'm going to do that first before I even sand, just to save time. Because I have a couple hour window anyway. I'm going to stop working, so I'll do that now. Now we're starting to get towards the end of this project, and right now I'm putting the bottom cleats in to hold the bottom shelves, and we're going to get ready to do one more last sanding on the frame. We're going to put a coat of primer on, coat of paint, but first we're going to put these bottom shelves in. So now I'm just milling up them now. Okay, so now here I'm going to start finishing the top. So I start with a belt sander, 80 grit, and then go to a couple orbital sanders, 1680 grit to up to 220 grit, and then I also run a router chamfer on each edge of the tabletop and the bottom and tops of it, and do one more sanding with a 220, as you'll see in a couple seconds here. Now this is my least favorite part. This is the finish, so now we are going to put a coat of primer on with the sprayer. Then we're going to do a light sanding with the little foam pad, and then we're going to paint with black. It's a black matte. We're going to put at least 2 to 3 coats on, and that's this step here. And I usually flip the table upside down to start, and then I flip it right side up to finish, so I could get every inch of the table, even the insides I try to get, just to make it nice and uniform. So this is what we're doing here, and we're almost done. We're getting to the finish of this project. Okay, so now we're nearing the end of this project. So right now I'm just putting the bottom shelves in with brad nails, and I'm going to put the top on. I put the good side face down on the blanket, and I'm using a combination square to space out the top, make sure everything's uniform and even. And we're just going to use Z-clips and self-tapping wood screws to mount the top, and this allows for wood movement, and so it doesn't split the top in the future. The Z-clips are a real good tool and way to mount your tops. So this project's done. I'm just going to put a couple coats of polyurethane on. After I mount this top on the bottom and top, I'm going to put 2 to 3 coats on and sand with a very light sand in between, and this is ready to be shipped out. Thanks for watching. Hope you can learn. You can build this table for, not a lot of money. The tools could be pretty expensive, but if you have them, you could definitely do this, and I encourage you to do it if you like. Like and subscribe if you like, but thanks for watching. It's more important that you just spend your time watching. Thanks.